Naked Willie. What's up, brother? How you doing today?
Happy Bears Friday live to you, Dave Cooper.
Oh, man, it looks like you're somewhere fun. I love fun places. Man, that's a cool little structure happening behind you. Where you at?
Somewhere in Texas. Somewhere in Texas, Dave.
Oh, look at
you
that.
And
Oh,
I
man.
did a live show from here.
You have Elon Musk's satellite system behind you, don't you?
Yeah, we went to high school together. He was in the slow class. I was in the class that hung around on the track. But yeah, he's an all right guy. He's
an all right guy. Good. Well, hey man, listen, tell us a little bit about what you have going on. It's a big week. Well, I'll be seeing you soon.
I don't know my schedule, but I know Dave Cooper knows my schedule. So that's all I need to know. It's going to be a crowded house for all the folks going. It's going to be exciting. Look for the people you haven't met and be as loud as you can because we've got a lot of noise to make.
Yeah, we do have a lot of noise to make. And I'm going to throw it out there right now. Somebody on this show may tell you to shut up 500 times, but that just means they got to hit every time somebody hears it out there, they got to hit the like button.
Yeah, every time you want to make an impression, hit a like and just shout it out. Just be like, "That's my buddy. He does awesome work."
I love it. All right. Well, listen, Mark, we are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So, hey, if you're out there, get your tweets on. And if you're not watching the 10,000 hours our channel gets watched pretty much every 28 days, well, you're missing out because we are bringing it to you live from not only here in the studio, but we're traveling the world. We got a European tour coming up this year, and we got a Las Vegas tour getting ready to happen.
Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I heard that town does a lot of sleeping, so we're going to wake it up the best we can.
Wow.
Everybody,
I'm going to leave that lay.
International Builder Show. How about that?
The International Builder Show is coming up. All right, Mark. So we got a lot to get through today. We got an awesome guest on. They're going to have an amazing things to tell us today. Maybe some surprises. Maybe some things you might just heard first on this show, which we like to do a lot of. This is going to be a great show, and I see a lot of our hyper. He's cutting me off.
Time out, Dave. I'll be right back. I got a surprise for you.
Oh, there he goes. See. What in the world? You brought real cowboys with you.
Had to stop by. We're in Texas, so we had to hop on here.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. Why don't you guys introduce yourself? I know the guy on the left, Andrew Seeley. How you doing, my friend?
Good to see you, Dave. How are you? See you
I'm
soon.
doing well. Well, listen, you're in Texas. You got rattlesnake boots on?
I have boots, but they're not rattlesnake.
Isn't that a Texas thing, rattlesnake boots? All right. Tell us, what do you got going on there?
We are here on the deck module of our villa that's coming together. You've been here. Mark's been here, so you might be a little familiar. Stephen Basic's been here. Hey, Chris. Hey, everybody. We are just out here on the module that we're finishing up. We're kind of going to show you around because we got a lot of Huber here. So welcome to the party. And if you don't know John.
Yeah, my name is John Dawson, and I do a lot of social media. I work with Huber a lot. Use their entire system for my rendition of a passive house that I'm building actually up towards Fort Worth. So I've been working with Huber for a while. Super excited for IBS. So just wanted to stop by and see what's going on here.
I love it. Well, John, thank you for coming on the show today. We appreciate having you. It's always great to meet people that really care about where we're headed in this industry, and that's super awesome. So thank you for being here. All right. So Mark, where'd Mark go? Is he hiding somewhere?
Fell off the deck.
He fell off the deck.
We're going to huddle together, Dave. We have Paige, we have Chris Cook, we have Stephen Basic. Bring in whoever you want, Dave. I'm excited to hear what they have to say.
Well, I'm going to bring in our good friend Steven first, and then we're going to let Steven help us introduce the next two because you guys know them very well. They're so supportive, not only of our industry, but of the educational systems that are out there teaching the next generation. So why don't I leave it up to you guys to do that? Steve, I will start with you. Why don't you tell everybody who's coming on with us today?
Hey, we got Chris Cook and Paige from Huber. So, hey. They are,
Hi, Paige.
Welcome. Good to see you
with us. All right. So
Paige is the person you call when you want any answer about any Huber product.
any answer about any Uber product.
Yeah,
So
you just email Paige, and she will get you the answer.
now we're assuming that everybody watching this knows what and who is Uber and what products they might be asking questions about, right? We're growing our channel, and that's why we love to partner up with Steve and Mark and Andrew and everybody out there. You know, this is an opportunity for us to really celebrate those that are doing it better, like Paige and Chris. So, Paige, I'm not going to dabble around here. You're an Army veteran, so we're just going to jump right to it. We're not going to mess around. So we want to know everything about you from the moment you were born to this very moment in time. Do not leave out any of the good stuff from the hospital, or we will have your family members on. And believe you me, Diane, Mark's mother, will come on and interrogate you, and it's not a pretty sight.
Oh boy. Well, we'll just go ahead and start from my time in the construction industry. As you mentioned, I'm in the military. Well, I was in the military. I spent 2005 in Iraq in a gun truck unit. So did my time in service there and then got out in 2005 and kind of started with, thank you. Really was going to school in undergrad and I needed a job. So a buddy of mine on a 3-man construction crew in historic Richmond, Virginia was like, hey, you know, we need some help. So that's really how I got into the construction business. And then it just kept on going deeper. So after that, after finishing school, I started working as a construction supervisor for Richmond Habitat for Humanity. Really enjoyed it. I'm actually still heavily involved with Habitat from the Huber side because we do a lot of donations to that organization. And then started working for a building consulting company. At the time, it was called Earthcraft, now Veridiant. So that's really where I picked up all of my building science background, getting Passive House certification, LEED certification, Energy Star, HERS Rater, pretty much everything you can think of. We were working in all those programs. And then I was lucky enough to get picked up by Huber, and I've held a couple different roles. I was on the innovation team for a few years, and now I'm on the Advantech team as a product manager on the brand team. So that's me real quick. And thank you for having me today. It's been a goal. So appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome anytime whatsoever. Thank you for your service for sure. I'm sure you got some great stories to talk about and share there to people as well. All right, Chris, listen, you're up. That's going to be a hard one to follow, but I'm confident you got it.
Hey, I'm Chris. I'm a content specialist at Huber Engineered Wood. Long time, first time. Glad to see everybody. I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. Before working with Huber, I was a vendor for Victoria's Secret. And then I decided to have enough of that and to get in and hang out with Steve and John and Andrew and Mark and all of them. A little bit of both. Dabbled. Yeah. No,
he worked on the pink campaign, didn't you, Chris?
I did. We made their smartphone covers and their water bottles in southern China. And then I got into construction, and I've been learning ever since. Been going to a lot of Steve's webinars, been listening to a lot of things like BS Friday here, and just rocking and rolling. It's been a great time.
And Chris, you just confirmed it. There's nothing sexier than building science.
That's absolutely true.
Green is the new pink.
100%.
Green is the new pink.
Building.
You know, and what else I love about your story, Chris, is because it's, you know, people coming from the outside corporate world can bring a lot of value to this industry. You know, the different ways you market and all those, it's really all the same stuff, just different widgets. And we have to learn from each other. So I can appreciate that very much. And heck, I mean, becoming a Victoria's Secret model, that's just by itself is a big deal, I would imagine.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the great things about the industry that we're in now is the democratization of education. So what Mark is up to, what John's been able to do on TikTok, what Steve's been able to do on Instagram, there's so much knowledge out there and so much ability to share. And that's why it's good we're going to get together at the International Builder Show next week.
Love it. All right, so we got a lot to cover here. You guys have so much going on at the Builder Show. You got some fresh announcements we want to make. I think we just hop right into it. And, you know, I'll let Steve and all the fine gentlemen out there somewhere in Texas chime in, because I'm imagining they're using all this stuff. Yeah. Steve, where you at, Steve? I need you.
I'm right here. I was just listening, man. I'm trying to practice being a good listener. So, Paige, why are you laughing? That's not funny.
No reason.
I
at all.
gotta zoom in.
It's
All
not funny.
right.
Hey, so yeah, I mean, I see the zip wall happening back there, but you know, I got to tell everybody, you know, since Zip has been at IBS, it is certainly one of the highlight stops on tour while you're at IBS. You definitely cannot miss the social media awards. You know, everybody you want to see and meet out at the Builder Show, they're going to be at the social media awards, you know, hosted by my good buddy Matt from the Build Show. And he does a fine job, but yeah, everybody's going to be there. And you know what? I'm even going to make sure Peter Yost is there with me. Yeah, he. Some people think that he doesn't exist, but he does, and he will be there with me.
He's got the hottest account on Instagram right now. I can't keep up with Peter's posts. I would
They
always
kind of just flash right by you and disappear.
I would say, you know, Tuesday's going to be an exciting day for folks. And when it comes to Wednesday, get there early, get there in the morning. So the afternoon, you're at the Huber booth in time, and there's going to be a crowd. So, you know, welcome everyone. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, we're going to go through that schedule as well. We have that all lined up as part of the show to scroll through that so everybody knows where to be and what time to be there for all of Huber's events for sure. How do you guys want to do this, Paige? I mean, we got all the great products that we're going to talk about, but we also have these gentlemen on site live streaming through satellite, Elon Musk's satellite system there. I think maybe should we? Well, see, now they froze. See, I knew it. You guys back with me, Mark?
We're here. All good.
Yeah. Why don't you show us around a little bit real quick, and then let's hop into this because this is a lot of the products
make
we're
it
going
a
to talk
quick
about.
tour.
All right. So
You muted
I
yourself.
think he's muted. Yeah.
You muted yourself.
hey, this is my first time on StreamYard. So we got the WRB, right? It's all in one with the sheathing. The tape is rolled. It even reminds us to do that. And it goes all the way into the corners and cascades down the side. That piece of zip has just been put on, so it will be taped.
Why
This
don't
is
you explain the products to us as you're going through it and why you used them?
All right, so this is the 5/8 version, right? And it is the sheathing, right? You need that on the structure. But when you see this color or when you see the green, you know that this is your air barrier and this is your weather resistant barrier all in one. So your OSB sheathing is protected from day one. This particular project, they went ahead and covered the fasteners. And then at the joints, I can jump at the joints, right? That tape is covering the seam and it's rolled together. So immediately, if we want to rest ourselves and go get some grub, we know that it rain coming in, we don't care. Building's dry. That is the easiest thing ever, and it's going to last. So very important step. Easy, fast, effective, and durable. So you got the opening here, and it's all flashed in. And you've got beautiful sunshine up above because this is a deck module. And the inside of the structure is something you've never seen. It's an open concept. You've got zip all on the perimeter, and you got Advantech all on the floor. It's an all-in-one system.
Mark, when you say module, why are you referring to a module?
Muted. You're muted.
No, I'm not.
No, Mark is.
Oh,
There he is.
It's a 12-foot by 24 module, but in this case, the design that Andrew did captures 5 of them, one being the outside deck space.
so it's not. Was it site built or was it built off-site?
So this particular one is site built to prove out all the details.
Gotcha.
In the beginning, you'll find at the entrance is the large family room. After that is the kitchen, and then the core module houses your MEP, your 2 bathrooms, your wet wall of the kitchen, the mechanical room, and the laundry. That module is all together, whether built on site or otherwise. And then you have the bedroom and office space followed by the deck module. In each module, you could add more of them, less of them, stack them. The building doesn't care. You could do whatever you want with it.
Life-size Legos.
Life-size Legos.
Yeah, and Andrew, you've been working on this for.
On here has. This is impressive. At the end of the show, we'll take you on what the Zip does on the far exterior as well, gentlemen and ladies.
And just so everybody understands, I mean, this is a very unique build. There is nothing right angled about it whatsoever, if that's the way to say it. So you're gonna learn a lot when they show you what we're talking about, and it's also gonna help you really understand why they chose Huber and the products they're using, because this is a very, very unique product. You'll see at the end here whenever they get out there to show us around. Right, Andrew?
That's right.
Yeah, are you guys going to be at IBS by chance?
Yes.
All 3 of you? Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, good.
We'll
Good.
get a picture together Wednesday afternoon while we're all
Let's not get carried away. Just answer the question.
coming together.
Remember, you're supposed to tell them to shut up, and then everybody gives a thumbs up.
There you go. Shut up, Mark.
All right. Well, appreciate the tour there. And we look forward to seeing the exterior of that later in the show here. Paige, why don't we hop into the products? Why don't we hop into what the big announcements are? And then let's get into what's happening at IBS, where we're all going to be starting, some of us Sunday, but Tuesday through Thursday. Sound good?
Yeah, I'm here for it. So I'll let Chris handle the run of show of IBS, of everything that we have on deck, because I can't keep track of it all. So luckily he can give us the skinny on that. But we are really, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Advantech X Factor. We launched it last year. It was Best in Show finalist at IBS last year. And we didn't have a lot of additional announcements to go along with it because we had some testing going on in the background. And so we're going to be announcing at IBS, but here first, that we have the certification that Advantech X Factor now meets the criteria as a Class 2 vapor barrier. Yeah, right? So it's going to be the first integrated
Sorry, I got carried away.
subflooring with a integrated underlayment. And so that's important for a couple of reasons. Mostly we wanted to learn more about the whole flooring assembly. So taking it all the way up to the finished floor, what's going on, but we knew we needed to track that vapor movement, and we wanted to be able to have a better vapor retarder installed so that it's had the same mill consistency. It also provides an air barrier when those seams are sealed with tape or some type of compatible flooring adhesive. And that's the big announcement that we're really excited to make. There are some more legs in the background that we're working on, but we've worked so closely with the NWFA, learning more about that finished flooring system, because all of those components really need to work together. I mean, we talk so much about roof and wall, but I feel like we often don't talk enough about the flooring system as being one of the, one of the 6 sides of the building envelope. And it causes a lot of finished flooring failures that the homeowners will zero in on very quickly to those hardwood floor installers. So that's what we've been working on. Really excited about it. We've got a couple of pictures we can flash to folks later or whenever you want to, but here they are. Yeah, so the next slide is just pretty much a beauty shot. This is X Factor, because we had this product in the field for about a year and a half before we actually made that announcement, just doing the testing. So that's Perkins Brothers there on the right, and then the picture on the left is just a sweet drone shot. So I think Chris was in charge of that one. But on the second slide, I wanted to quickly show, or the third slide, the picture on the far left, we've got 6 different flooring assemblies. And so what that means is we have everything from the insulation, the I-joist, different types of subflooring, different types of underlayments, different types of finished flooring applications. And we're monitoring how vapor moves through each layer of these components. And that's a picture in the middle here of Danko. He's our building science PhD with just all the sensors that we're tracking as this sucker goes through. So on this side that you see, the condition side where the hardwood flooring's facing, that's going to be replicating ambient conditions. This is a year-long study. And then on the back side, we are really stressing this sucker out. I was down there 2 weeks. It was at 90% relative humidity at 75 degrees. And it was almost raining in there, right? Like it's really getting stressed, and we're just tracking to see how these, all these materials work together. And then NWFA hardware installers are really starting to understand the value proposition from their side of the trades, if you will, because it removes steps, saves them time, and offers them a better opportunity and a better base to clean that subflooring for a better hardwood floor install. So that's the skinny of that, but big announcement. Thank you for letting us share with your audience today.
No, I love this. And this is where, Steve, I got to tap into that intelligent brain of yours. What, Steve, in layman's term, you're very good at this. What problem is this solving? Like if you were just to break that out for just the average person.
It's making it, the floor even that much more durable. It's certainly, as a class 2 vapor retarder, it's certainly slowing down any moisture migration through that component in the floor assembly. So where you might need it, it has it there. I did have a couple questions for Paige that were coming to mind. Is X Factor only available in 3/4 and the thicker stuff? Do you make a 1/2 inch?
So currently right now it's only available on 23/32, but we are qualifying a 1/2 inch. So that's in the future plans that we're working on. Yeah.
And so if you make it as a 1/2 inch, would it then be warranted as a wall sheathing?
As a 1/2 inch? Oh, wait, I thought you said we're not making it in a 1/2 inch. I was thinking,
okay.
I'm sorry. But 23/32, I mean, you can put that on the roof end wall if you want to. It's solid.
I've been known to put a few Huber products where they don't belong or weren't intended.
For the folks that don't
Shut up.
math
Shut
out
up.
there,
Shut up.
Come on, hit your like buttons. That's 3.
so for the folks that don't figure out math out there, what she's saying is basically 3/4, right?
Thanks. We figured that out.
When you
Now
go
shut
in
up.
the aisle of the store, it's incredibly stable. I have to think that size page is also based on the joist spacing that's done for the stability. But the class 2 vapor retarder, like Steve said, it's a game changer to set the floor up for success.
Well, I always like to, when you see projects or products that you guys reveal, like you say, okay, well, here's X Factor. It's the newest great shading. I immediately start questioning where else can I use it, right? So another question is say I choose to do a flat roof house and I want to sheathe my flat roof in X Factor. Does that breach a warranty by doing that? Is it limited to just a floor assembly that is protected?
So it's not just limited to flooring.
And I don't mean to put
Advantech.
you on the spot if we can, but sorry.
No. I was going to let you finish your thought there.
No, that was it. I didn't mean to put you on a spot, but
No. That's why I'm
looking
here.
for great
Come on.
products to put on, as a flat roof. Certainly, if I was sitting here detailing it, one of the things that would roll through my head, well, if X Factor is really good on floors, then why wouldn't it be really good as a roof sheathing on a flat roof?
Yeah. That we have our tech tips about flat roof for their products. So it does need to have that. I think it's a 212 is the lowest that we can go. But, if you're putting a full TPO over top of it, we would just have to see those details in order to get that approval from our awesome tech team down there, Nick, Mike, Brittany, other Nick, Mike. They're all Nicks and Mikes down there and Brittany's.
Those guys are all dream crushers. That's why I asked you.
Dream crushers.
You go down there with a good idea.
Oh, no.
They dream.
You tell me what you want. We'll make it happen.
There you go.
That's
See, I know who to call. Like I said earlier, Paige is the one to call. You gotta know something about Huber. You call Paige.
My email's going to be lit up by legal and everybody else in like 2 seconds, I bet.
That's all right. They need some good work to do anyway.
That's
So,
right. So Paige, what do you, so since you're so in the know, according to Steve, what are you guys working on that isn't out there yet that we should all be looking at? Or are you not allowed to tell us?
I mean, I can't tell you all of our secrets. I just did a major announcement. Come on, Dave. What else do you want from me?
How about some direction of the next revolution? What is it?
It's X Factor.
Should I
I'm
look
telling
up?
you.
Should I look
Yeah,
down?
we just
Should I
talked
look
about it.
sideways?
Yeah.
I just told you what the next revolution was.
Well, you know,
This is old hat. You guys won an award for this last year. I want new stuff. People don't come to me for
But
stuff.
we didn't
that
have the
can
Class
find.
2
People
vapor
come to
barrier
me to
certification.
yeah.
find stuff.
Well, I mean, I think that's the big thing is the Class 3 vapor barrier. So yeah, it's been around for the year, but on the other side of it, it's you know, getting that certification allows you now to use this product. I guess in other applications and more consistently throughout a build, and it protects the builders and it protects you guys, right? Because now you really understand everything. Is that accurate?
That is the goal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To that end, you know, the culture of innovation and the pursuit of next, Tiba really has a lot of the receipts on revolutionizing the building industry in the past, and we'll definitely, Paige showed a couple pictures from our R&D facility in Danco. They're always cooking up something, and so I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future something new comes out to change the building industry again.
We'll have some exciting news.
Well done.
We got to come on back. Yeah,
Yeah,
That's why
Yeah.
Danko calls it Area 52.
exactly. It's a cliffhanger.
You know, it's always the thing, right? It's when you do something really great like the X Factor and getting the certification that the next question is, well, what's greater now? That's what we all want to know. Like, here we go, right? So I think that's amazing, and I really do appreciate what probably went in behind the scenes. When I look at that guy sitting there with like all those wires as if he's doing, you know, a cardiac test on the walls and floors and everything else. I mean, that's what it looks like, right? I mean,
He is.
I've had all those cardiac things on me. I mean, it hurts when you pull them off. Hopefully the walls don't scream and the floors don't scream, but that's what it's all about. It's about the innovation, and it's about to keep driving it forward. And I think the most important part about that is, you know, with that certification, people understanding what that means. So for the average builder out there, what does that exactly mean so they can go and buy this product and know exactly what they're using it for?
Well, on our walls and roof, right? Huber's always pushed the envelope, and I use that on purpose, right? But while we were muted
Ooh, you're funny.
during the signal change, we were all talking how excited we are to use the Exicor, right? And turn around and figure out how the people around us can be floored.
It's two.
That's just, go away. Definitely shut up. You know what I find really interesting? A couple things. One, Danko, knowing Danko, and I know him okay. I don't know him extremely well, but the cool thing about Danko is like he doesn't find solutions. He just finds the next step in the process. So he never stops. He's always looking beyond the information, which is, you know, really good for them. For Huber in general to have people on their team and you know, I would say I use Danko as the example, but their innovation team, their insight council, all of their teams that they put together, they bring in, you know, people from out in the industry to have a talk with them and just simply say, hey, we're inside here. We make crap. We send it to you. You use it. But what is there a problem? Is there something that you think we can do better? Is there something like they're not relying just on their intelligent people because like you said earlier, Dave, and I've said it before that you can't solve a problem by the people or the situation that created it, right? So Huber, you know, companies like Huber sometimes fail to get out of their own way. And it's really insightful that they choose to bring in industry professionals and builders that are using it all the time and have that conversation because there might be something, you know, that they miss. And likewise, on the flip side, I get like so frustrated on social media when, for a number of reasons, but one of them is when people, you post something and they say, oh, OSB is crap. or something like that, which is a total illegitimate comment. But the point is like Huber spends millions of dollars trying to understand how moisture moves through a piece of OSB. And then you're going to get somebody that just, because there was a bad experience or somebody told them that you should never use this or do that or whatever it is, they throw up some bad comment. Like, do you understand that they tested that? Like, the green stuff isn't coming off zip. You're going to tear apart the OSB before that weather resistant barrier falls off. I've been in their labs. I've seen the tests that they do, and it proves it. And you get all these people that, like, maybe we should be in the industry in a position in social media of maybe asking a few more questions and having a few less comments.
Geez, I mean, the conversation is one of the things I like best about the community that we have on all the various social medias that we participate in, whether it's following you on Instagram or following people now on TikTok, YouTube. I mean, all of the stuff that we do in many ways starts off with that conversation, like you pointed out, and it triggers an idea, it triggers a thought, and then we test the hell out of it to see if it'll work.
Well, I think one of the things you guys do really good at the Builder Show, for example, is that, you know, yeah, you go there, you guys do really good on the booth, but I'm not going to commend you on the booth. I'm going to commend you on the attraction that the booth has, that when I go there, I'm almost guaranteed to run into somebody I want to talk to, right? And have a question for, whether it's one of the Huber people or it's another builder or whatever the case is. You know, it's almost like it's a little town square at IBS. Like, hey, come hang out here, and you get to talk to a whole bunch of people and talk about cool stuff and maybe get some questions answered.
Absolutely right. We worked really hard to make it kind of, we call it the pub, the place where you can come and hang out and, to your point, meet people that you want to have conversations with.
Yeah.
When I see Mark there, I run, but that's okay.
Well, don't worry. I take Mark. I like Mark. He can run with me. Hey, so, you know, the whole idea of this show in my mind, and other than just seeing the people that we know, is to grow, you know, our experiences and to do, like Steve just said, it's to collaborate and meet new people with new ideas. And that's the whole idea. So, I mean, if you have a Huber product and you're unhappy with something, or maybe you don't understand something, now's the time to swing by the booth and really, truly get the understanding of it. Because like Steve said, I mean, they're spending look at that guy with all the wires. You know, that whole setup's probably $20,000 by itself.
His whole life is based on understanding. That's what he does.
And I think, you know, I'm sorry, go ahead, Paige.
I was just going to quickly comment, Steve is this way on me, you know, when I was talking to Danko about doing this chamber study for this whole building assembly, I was just thinking about maybe 1 or 2 sensors. And then he comes back with a plan, and there's just like sensors everywhere on top of the panel, in the core of the panel, all the way up through the finished flooring. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I think you'll have a definite understanding of how vapor goes through this.
Right.
At incremental levels.
You guys keep mentioning the name Danko. For those that don't know what they do, can you tell us?
Who, Danko?
Yeah.
Yeah, Danko is our PhD building scientist. He's phenomenal. He's from Siberia. He's just got this amazing background, and he's a killer musician. So lunchtime down at the R&D center is always like pretty much a jam band session at the same time. So it's a really fun group. They have just a great time testing all these different products and stressing them to failure, and then figuring out where that sweet spot is. And we always are asking him to, take all the sciencey stuff and just put it in layman terms. So, because it's really hard to translate, because he'll give you dissertations on these projects. Yeah. It's phenomenal.
I think I can sum it up very well. When you have somebody like Peter Yost or Joe Stieberg that has a question, they call Danko to have the conversation.
There you go.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Is it Dr. Danko, or he doesn't like that?
We've never called him Dr. Danko. I'm going to start now.
There you
Definitely.
go. I was just
Yeah.
going to say, wait till the next time I see him. I'll be like, what's
Yeah.
up?
Well, when we're talking about him on the show, people don't know if he's a company or if he's one person or a group, right? That's why. So I wanted to clarify for out there. It's just a really smart person that spends his life making your houses better. That's basically sum it up. All right, perfect. So that was a good segue, Chris, into what's happening at IBS. You want to walk through the schedule, and then when we're done with that, we'll go back out to somewhere in Texas and take a look at the rest of the project out there.
Let's do it. I like it.
All right, I'll pull it up now. There we go.
So kind of like I mentioned, hopefully, and you can kind of roll on down. One, if you want to keep up with all the goings on, you can sign up and you'll see that there's a hat down there. Some of the promos that we're doing, you see Paige there. She's going to be talking about the X Factor and the new underlayment with Will King out of Northern Alabama. Broad strokes is some of the things you can do. We've mentioned the Best of Social Awards. It's our 6th year doing it. It's hosted by Matt Reisinger. It is a builder recognition get together. It's a really good time, and the schedule of events. So starting things off Tuesday morning, we're going to have Steve and his pals come broadcast with the Unbuild It podcast in the booth. Then we're going to have Matt Reisinger of the Bill Show and Luke Mesger, who's an Austin builder. They are going to be revealing a new product from Zip System. So a little bit of another teaser there. It should be a really good time. Then Will and Paige are going to be talking everything Advantech X Factor. Jackson Andrews out of Virginia Beach is going to be talking about one of our newest products, the Exicor magnesium oxide, and using it as part of his fire and sound assembly in a residential build that he's got going on. It's not necessarily Huber engineered wood. It's going beyond that into a different magnesium oxide material. And then we're going to have a little bit of fun. I don't know if y'all followed the Perkins brothers out of Western North Carolina or the Eulers out of Seattle. Awesome framers and pioneer builders there. But we're going to play a little builder family feud, a little brother on brother struggle. We actually, talking about the Insights Council earlier, surveyed 100 builders with questions. So it'll be pretty true to the show. We'll even see if Steve Harvey can show on up. It should be fun.
Awesome.
Come on down.
Yeah. Then Wednesday morning, another jam-packed day. Steve and Brian Euler had a great conversation from kind of a couple of different perspectives about how the code makes a home for safety, for comfort, where to go beyond the code, where to go, where the code will meet a pretty good requirement, and how to educate either your customers or your clients or the home buyer about why you make the decisions that you do when it comes to your home and how it references the different codes that we're dealing with, whether it's energy code or electrical code, etc. Then this is going to be really hard, but we're going to be back for another year of building science trivia with Team Christy, Team Steve, and Team Jake.
Well, Team Jake is right because you guys give him all the answers.
We do, and we've done it again. He's going to try and defend his title. Somebody is still a little miffed about it.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, it's a great time. The questions are really, really hard this year. Should be a good time. They all came from Peter. Ben Bogey, another great person, and Garrett from Maine, the Life Above, are going to be talking about taking kind of the cold area of Maine and bringing it, although it sounds like it's cold in Texas right now, it's probably going to be cold in Las Vegas too, but not nearly as snowy. And how peel and stick underlayment is kind of like cheap insurance for a more resilient roof. Christy and Tim after that are going to be on their 3rd installment of Construction That's Busted. This time it is about structural myths. It's great. Christy is so smart. Tim is so smart, and they're two different perspectives from Tim being the framer and Christy being the just knowledgeable expert in things. Is a great kind of meeting point. And then we've mentioned a couple times the Best of Social Awards. That'll have a bunch of surprises and will be should bring the house down.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so with with all of these and ending with the social award, Chris, walk us, walk me through, like, what does that involve? Like the awards, like who's going to be there? Are you allowed to name, or do we just have to show up and see?
You just have to show up and see, but we try. It starts off with building that community, kind of what we've talked about a couple different times here so far, and to bring a little bit of levity and fun and be that point where people can see and be seen, as well as meet somebody that they probably only know through the internet or social. There you go. Steve's got one from a couple of years ago, and so it was meant to be a good time. And we have a handful of different categories. And we just recognize the people that are sharing and educating via social media and stuff that catches our attention through the year.
That's awesome. So if I were to ask each one of you, and Paige, I'm going to start with you. What are you looking forward to the most at this year's International Builder Show?
I mean, obviously the Best of Social is the highlight for everyone. The crowd last year was insane when we weren't expecting a lot of people, still kind of coming out of COVID. So this year, I'm just expecting it to get blown out again. We've got bigger TVs, bigger everything. So it's going to be an event for sure. But
Great.
And I get to see Steve, see Peter, get to see you guys. I mean, just connecting with everyone and catching up is always a good time. Share a beer.
For sure. For sure. Well, I'm going to be there this year. I'm coming. I don't care if Steve says I can or not. I'll be there. You don't worry about it, Paige. I'm going to come watch.
And Chris, I don't want to steal your thunder, but, just to keep in the back of your mind, it is the 25th anniversary of Advantech. So
that's a good point. Good point.
So it's a bigger party than we expected. That's perfect. Perfect. All right, Steven. What are you looking forward to most out at the International?
I'm looking forward
Show?
to meeting new people I've never met before. I go through the whole year. People text me, message me, comment on posts, and I ask them, "Are you going to be at the Builder Show?" They say yes, and I say, "Please come and introduce yourself, so we can continue the conversation, and I can put a face with the name."
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. So, how about you, Chris?
Except for Mark.
Except for Mark.
Kind of the things that everyone's been echoing, being able to catch up with old friends, make new ones, put faces with names.
Yeah, friends.
Apparently, I mean, hopefully some of them.
I guess you learn something new every day.
There you go. There you go. More acquaintances. Really good.
Somebody needs to get a big hook and just drag him out. Right? Just see him get dragged out of
that
the
Uber marketing money to buy friendship.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah. People keep coming and all they do is ask me for free stuff. Steve, how's that free stuff coming, by the way? Does it work?
Exactly. Get a hat.
Yeah, yeah. Is anybody going to see the new American Home? They said they built it to high performance standards. I don't know though. I haven't seen it. That's what I heard.
I asked for the keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a set for you.
There you
Well, we
go.
told you to shut up.
Yep, he can't shut up. All right, listen, let's have those two tell us what they're looking forward to. I already know what Mark's looking forward to. Go ahead.
Go ahead, John.
Man, I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of people there. Obviously, I'm really strong on social media, so I get a lot of DMs about the house I've been building, about Huber, about a lot of different products that I do. So being able to meet people in person, like Steve said, put a face to the name or put a face to the username, honestly. I have to say it's me parroting what everyone else said, but that's probably the most exciting at this point.
I love it. Andrew.
Looking forward to seeing new innovations, new materials, new folks, and I'm interested in the social side, see who's doing what. I think there's so many amazing people out there. It's just incredible. So I'm stoked to see it all.
Yeah, it's going to be great. How about you, Mr. Willie?
I want to learn something new, right? Like when you hear about these.
Well, Steve, you must have shut him up.
Finally, God took over.
All right. Well, they froze up. I
There is a
can't.
God.
Here we go.
You froze up, Mark.
Am I back?
You're back now, but you froze up with
Unfortunately.
meeting new people or something, and Steve was just happy.
I was just testing you guys, making sure you're paying attention. So
You just proved there is a God.
All right. Can you guys give us a quick look at the outside of that building?
right.
Can we look at the exterior of that building? We did promise we were going to show some more, right?
Yeah.
Why don't,
To finish the thought, when you hear about these products, right? we work with our hands day to day. So you want to see them, you want to ask the questions, and you want to hear what experiences you could bring that into your innovation. And then there's going to be things that have never caught your eye before. And so I'm going to be looking at my phone quite a bit during the show so that I can see what other folks are posted, what they're excited about. Definitely take the time to tag the folks that aren't at the show. Not everyone could get their butts to somewhere in Vegas. So include them because they're our community.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. Well, why don't you guys give us a look around there, and then I'm going to put up a schedule that we have going on out there as well, because even from my end, everything what you guys said is a big sentiment of mine. My favorite thing, honestly, when I go to the International Builders Show is when somebody comes up to me that I've never met before, and they know me, but I probably talked to them through social media, but I have no idea who they are. And it's just so fun because then a whole conversation starts, and I think that's one of the big things, especially when you're on social media all the time, is just those unexpected hellos that you get. And then obviously there's a lot of learning going on. And for me, the biggest thing though, is we are growing off-site construction. We have the National Association of Home Builders listening to us. We've made some of the bigger stages this year, which is super, super exciting. And we'll be speaking all over the place, and I'll show that to you as well. All right, what do you got there, Mark?
So this is a radius, right? This is a vented radius right here. And beyond the zip is a furring strip. And it comes into a standing seam. So we're looking at the bottom. And I'll keep moving back. You can see there's a hood. Now that hood is on the outdoor deck module, so it's okay to handle the weather. But as we get into this side here, the bottom radius is sitting on posts raised off the ground. And I'll keep moving down the building. There's an upper radius, the standing seam on the hoods. And the hoods are orientated with the sun to bring light in the wintertime, allow it.
All right, we're losing them a little bit there. I told you there was nothing right angle on this place other than those window shades. There you are. You're back, Mark.
So you can.
You better call Elon.
And as we get to the end of the building, from module and the bedroom module, see the slope of the building.
Got it. So the roof sloped from one end to the other for drainage. I think we lost.
And we have some ADUs. Project was done off-grid project, all fabricated and assembled solar. What do you think, Dave, Steven, Chris?
Mark, next time you give that tour, you should dress up in like a spacesuit with like a giant hood and tell us that you're like on Mars.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, do us a favor, Mark, and video that tour you just gave us talking because you were breaking up, and
maybe I'll do that.
Say it again.
I'm sorry, the sun is fading.
Yeah,
I'm back.
Yeah, do us a favor before you leave there. Make sure you re-record everything you just did because we lost you in several spots, just like we did again now. So that way we can re-upload it so everybody can see it. But it's a really cool project. My guess is that standing seam roof there has something to do with the Wi-Fi signal as well.
Could be. So the full radius is there. Sorry for the signal, folks. I'll get more video up so you can all tell that we're on the moon here. Andrew Seeley G-Pod somewhere in Texas.
I love it. I love it. And I believe you me, I have been there, and the internet is a real tough thing to do there. All right. So what did we not talk about, Chris, Paige, Steve, that we want to talk about? Did we hit everything?
A lot on my end, just make sure you at least stop by and say hey at booth C3319, Central 3319. And follow along at Huber Wood on Instagram. If you can't, we'll try and bring everything happening in the booth to life.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys are in the Central Hall, 3319. Which you know what's great about that, everybody? They're in the center of it all.
That's
That's
exactly
what's
right.
great about it.
They're
So no
right
matter where
outside
you
the
go,
door.
you have to walk by Huber to get to the South Hall and to get to the North Hall. So I'm just saying, no need to take that Tesla tunnel. That probably works like Mark's internet right now. I hope Elon's not listening. I'll probably be getting a phone call. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, let me share where we're going to be. We got some fun stuff. We're going to be in the construction performance zone as well, on stage with Ben Bogey. So, but first, this is a cool thing. We're doing the first Shark Tank at IBS in the startup zone. We're doing a 412 pitch. There's going to be 12 companies. They get 4 minutes to pitch you their ideas on their new products. So make sure you join us for that, 11 a.m. on Tuesday. 1 p.m. we'll be at the advanced framing race with Ben Bogey. And then at 2 o'clock, we're going to be doing some offsite demos. Yeah, that's right. We're going to be doing some mass timber with Mercer. I got a panel demonstration we're going to do on stage. And we're going to be doing another panel demonstration using a SIP product. So beat plan prefab. You want to join with that as well. So it's going to be lots of fun. And then at 3:30, of course, we're doing our live broadcast from the performance zone. We're going to be bringing you the best of the performance zone. That's right. We're going to go out and we're going to find what we think are the best products, and we're going to do it right on stage and share that with you. And you get to drink beer while we do it. And then Wednesday, we have a global view on innovation in the systems built environment and how building tech is driving global productivity. And then on Thursday, there is a jam session. That's right, where we'll be talking and debating the pros and cons of stick versus system built. Steve, maybe you should come on that one. That'd be fun. That's
I
what we're
think I'll
doing.
be there for that one.
There's a bunch of stuff here.
That's
that
right.
Yeah, we're busy this year, and I say that to everybody because in my world, right, building systems world, and NHB haven't always gone together, but they're starting to come together, and they're starting to see alternative ways of building. The codes are starting to change. That's why passive house and energy efficiency and green building, we need everybody to come together. And my view on all of this has always been the NAHB is the big horse, that's out there that's pulling all the sleds. And if we can team up to change how we build, now's the time to do it, and proof's in the pudding. Everybody's getting so much more time on stage talking about all this awesome stuff. So love it. I'm off my soapbox.
That's a great soapbox. Like my head's
Shut up, Mark.
spinning. Post that stuff on social media, folks. Go say hi to Chris, Paige, their team.
Unfollow Mark. I'm on an unfollow Mark campaign.
He forgot to put the hashtag.
And if anyone's looking for Jake Bruton, just text 555-1212.
You know what? I heard Jake every evening he's taking people out for free beer. You just have to come up to him and say, "Jake, I'm your
That's
best
right.
friend." And when he gets that code, you're in for the night. He'll buy you beer free all night.
I love
Actually, I think you have to say Advantech 25th anniversary, and he'll buy your drinks.
Yeah, hashtag.
Yeah.
it. Hashtag. And especially if you show up for the social media awards, it's top shelf drinks. It's not just beer. Now he said top shelf. Is that what I heard?
Oh, yeah.
Dave, I thought you were paying for Top Shelf and Jake was buying beer.
Oh, well, yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it here first. Beers Friday announcement.
Yeah, just come on by. I'll just hand out my credit card. What the hell? We'll go for it.
Perfect.
Love it. All right, listen. So if anybody has anything else to say, that's it. We're done. You got anybody? Anybody?
John's
I'm
got
good.
the
I
final
can't
word.
wait.
Hey, John, where can
Yeah.
people find you?
Good point.
They can find me anywhere: YouTube, TikTok.
What's your
Instagram.
channel?
John Dawson. You Google it, everything's going to come up. You'll find me, and I'm doing the same. What you guys talked about earlier is just trying to change the way people look at building, and I'm getting a lot of backlash and a lot of rude comments, like he was saying. Everybody knows better, but I'm actually out here doing it and figuring it out and working with Chris and making phone calls, learning how to do things. So you can find me on there, building and figuring things
That's
out.
right. That's great. Well, and that's it. If you're not getting bad comments or you're not getting comments, then you're not doing it right. That's just the way it is.
True. It's very true.
That's how it works. All right, cool. Mark, where you at, man?
Andrew and John have the final word. I'm holding the camera.
We'll see
Go
you all
for it.
there, folks. Travel safely.
right.
Let's have a good time.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
thanks.
us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for showing us around your stuff there. All right, don't go anywhere. After the outro, we'll catch up real quick and then move on. But everybody else out there, hey, we're heading to Vegas, so you are not going to see me this weekend. I am on planes, trains, and automobiles getting to Las Vegas. And so we will see you along the road, and I will live stream some of it as well. Stay tuned for some of those updates because we will be walking the trade show floor live with some new gear this year. You might just see it in 4K. That's right. 4K. Who does that? This guy. We're going to have fun doing it. The rest of you stay right there. I appreciate everybody for tuning in today. We'll see you next week. Bye now.